Hey guys, today I want to tell you how I know that hell is real. Okay, my true story. I gave my heart to Jesus. It totally transformed me. It revolutionized my life, what happened to me. But I gave my heart to Jesus at the age of 25 in an empty church. I was a college dropout. I had dropped out of Vanderbilt University in my third year. I was heavy into pornography, so I understand how the whole pornography thing goes. I had taken marijuana nonstop for 10 years, and that's what almost destroyed me. So I told people marijuana is no good. I had drank almost nonstop for 15 years. I had smoked for 20 years. I was involved with a married woman. So that's how my life was when I came to Jesus in an empty church. But anyways, once that I came to Jesus, over the years my life absolutely revolutionized. It was transformative. But when I came to Jesus, my friends were my party friends. We were my friends. We'd go out to the beach with girls. We'd have our pot with us. We're drinking, partying, getting high, blah, 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 going to concerts. You know what young people do today. So they said to me, hey, Kenny Loggins is going to be coming in concert. Now, Kenny Loggins is a great ballad and folk singer. Some of you might have heard of Kenny Loggins. Some of you might have not known of Kenny Loggins because this was 40 years ago, almost. But they said, let's go to a Kenny Loggins concert. And I really wanted to go and see Kenny Loggins. Now, I was too broke to buy cocaine. But my friends had cocaine at that concert. And let me tell you, cocaine can kill you. But anyways, I'm not here to talk about cocaine. So in this concert, the cocaine came out and I was high on pot. We had been drinking, I think. And when the cocaine came out, cocaine speeds you up. It speeds up your metabolism and you're flying high. So here I am at this Kenny Loggins concert. And man, I'm flying high, having a great time. Just amazing. Now, in these days, when a concert finishes, people want the artist to come back and they'll pull out their phones and they'll say more, more, more. They'll turn on their lights or their screens and more, 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 blah, blah, blah. But back in those days of the 1980s, we did not have phones. We had matches and lighters because people would take a lot of matches and lighters because everybody was smoking pot in those concerts. So Kenny Loggins finished and the lights went out and people start screaming, encore, more, more, more. And there's thousands of flames, lighter flames and matches flames all over the auditorium. And in that moment, God transported me. I would say a vision, but I think it's more than a vision. I think I was literally there. And let me tell you, people say, well, you could have had a hallucination from cocaine. My friends, I never have had one hallucination from any drug in my whole life, ever. And this was greater than any hallucination, but let me tell you what happened. When the matches went out and the lights went out and people were screaming more and more, as all of a sudden, those thousands of flames became like one gigantic sea of fire around me. I was engulfed in this sea of fire. And the people's voices saying more and more became the voices of demons saying more, more, more. And all of a sudden, I was transported into this place of surrounded with fire and the screaming voices of demons screaming at me, more, 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 more. I don't know how long I was in this place. I am convinced that this was a taste of hell. But maybe God left me there for about 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And all of a sudden I crashed. And for those of you that take drugs, you know what to crash means. I went like this, from the flying high to being sunk in the mud, maybe within 30 seconds or even less. I was numbstruck. I could not talk. People say, hey, guy, hey, Jose, wasn't that great, man? Wasn't Kenny Loggins cool? I was like, yeah. My friends, they had to drive me home. I sat in the car. All my friends were in the back seat. Man, he was so cool, and I got so high, and there was this chick there, and blah, blah, blah. And I was just in the front of the car. They were driving me, and I was like numbstruck. I feel that if God had left me more than those 15 seconds or 30 seconds in this place, I would have died from a literal heart attack. And on the trip home, the Spirit of God gently spoke to my heart and said, my son, no more drugs. Hey, getting set free from a drug habit. Hey, I said, you know what? I never want to experience this fear, this terror. This was the place of terror and fear and panic and horror. And I said, you know what? I never want to experience this again. And I've never taken a drug in my whole life. Now, is this hell or not? I'm convinced this was hell. Now, hell, I've heard, is God's greatest love act to you and to me. Why? Because if God had not created hell, which is really for Satan and his demons, you would not have a free choice to either choose him or reject him, to go to heaven or not go to heaven. For me, it's mind-blowing that people would not want to go to a place where you're going to live forever, where there's no more sickness, where there's no more pain, where there's no more financial problems. It beats me why people don't want to go there, but people have a free choice. If God had not created hell, we would all be Stepford wives and Stepford husbands. We'd be robots. Hey, I'm going to heaven. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to heaven. But God said, no, I've created hell, though I don't want anyone to go there. I've still created hell as a place that you can choose me or you can reject me. And that's the definition of love. Love is allowing a person from his or her free will to choose or to reject something, to make a choice. Okay, so I think that hell is real, and this is why I'm saying investigate the claims for yourselves. No one can preach at you. No one can twist your arm to accept Jesus. No one twisted my arm. No one can scare you into hell or like heaven. Maybe they can. But you know what? The fact that there's a heaven that Jesus spoke about and that there's a hell that Jesus spoke about, I think it's enough to warrant you to investigate for yourself the claims of this Jesus. Who is this Jesus? Is he just a man? Let me leave you with this. In the Old Testament, there's over 360 prophecies of a man by the name of Jesus that came true in this man hundreds of years later. Okay? 300 and some prophecies about a man that in the life of Jesus were fulfilled perfectly. Hey, quiet. Sorry. Were fulfilled perfectly in him. The chances of that happening is 1 with a number that has 25 zeros behind it. So, I'm leaving you in this, but that's my experience with what I think was hell. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless and have a great Saturday.